Good afternoon. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins, and today is August 18th, Monday, and this is our weekly briefing. We're going to have certain individuals coming up today. We're going to talk about free sexual health services with our health department, International Overdose Awareness Day, talk about renewable energy training, a renewable training energy training initiative that we have, Connexpo, which is an opportunity to hear from Shirosa Asher and Martha Lopez, and then certainly we're going to go through parks. The Deputy County Executive is on some well-earned time off, and we're going to start today with the mayor of the village of Mount Kisco, J. Michael Sindrich. Mayor Sindrich is a good friend. It's been doing some great work up in the village of Mount Kisco, working through so many different challenges of things that are going on. There's about 12,000 residents in the village of Mount Kisco, and again, we have so many great things that are happening there. We just happen to be privileged to walk in the parade, and Mount Kisco Volunteer Firefighter and Parade just recently, and there's, again, so many things that are going on. Westchester County Police and Public Safety, with a contract with the village of Mount Kisco, work together on doing that, and there's certainly some other great things, but the mayor is going to come up and let us know about that. With that, let's turn over to the mayor of the village of Mount Kisco, Michael Sindrich.
Well, I've worked with 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the room. Very proud of that, on our development improvement, downtown improvement grant. Our county legislature, Erica Pierce, Commissioner. I don't know if you remember when you did the presentations at the Mount Kisco Elementary School. I think it was Terrence Murphy was our senator for our Women of Distinction. And of course, Commissioner Orth, who we work closely with on mental health issues. And we actually house the mobile crisis response team for the entire northeast Westchester County region. Anyway, I'm just going to speak a little bit about our economy. We are transitioning from a very vibrant retail that is struggling, and we're transitioning to a lot of service. But we're really transitioning, if you look at the entire picture, not just the downtown, we have a extremely professional hospital. It's affiliated with Northwell, Northern Westchester Hospital, and they continue to grow. They're busting at the seams, but they're doing very, very well in providing services to our community and all of the northeast region of Westchester County. They're working to become a trauma center. Right now they are a teaching hospital. And Mount Kisco is, in my opinion, a health and wellness community. And why I say that, we are anchored by the hospital. We're anchored by such facilities as the Sawmill Clubs and a lot of smaller therapy groups and physical training studios. Optum, which is not a great name for a medical, I think everybody can agree they confuse it with Optimum, but it is a world-class medical group. They just completed, and I'm not going to use state-of-the-art, I'm going to use world-class or a New York City caliber of medical treatment. They just completed a cardiac care center that is extraordinary. It's the whole floor of one of our buildings in the region. And why I'm bringing that up is during my tenure, the last go-around as mayor, with the hospital, we expanded the services we provide. We had a grant from a very affluent family, $25 million we put into the emergency room. We did the Cancer Research Center. It opened. We did hospital suites. We did a parking structure that's way too small, and it should have gone up at least 2 more stories. I can't take credit for the catheterization lab, but I did work very closely with them. Now they just brought in a child adolescent behavior center that's off campus, and it's going to provide a need for not only for the village of Mount Kisco, but for the area, the entire area, going all the way from the Hudson River to some school districts over to We're hoping to bring Lewisboro on. I don't know if they're with us yet. One thing we're working on, and we continue to work on, like I said, we house the mobile crisis response team, and we're working to join and make sure that the police department is working with the mobile crisis response team in identifying mental illness. And we've also, the last meeting we had, we brought the hospital in to talk about some of their challenges, because it doesn't work. It absolutely doesn't work when the police officer goes to a call with somebody in crisis and we just call the ambulance, they take them to the emergency room. If they're in crisis because of alcohol or another issue, the emergency room releases them and we end up not making any headway. So we're trying to do the follow-ups with mobile crisis, and I think that's going to continue to work for us. Let me just talk for a couple minutes on what's coming up in the village. This year we're celebrating, as the county executive referred to, our sesquicentennial. We had a major parade in the village celebrating our 150th anniversary from incorporation, and it was a successful event. Our county legislator helped us with some grant money. The village had donated a small fortune in activities to fund those activities, but it's continuing. It's continuing into the September and October. Obviously, the next event we're going to have is the 24th memorial service for the 9/11 tragedy. Then we will be celebrating with the Chamber of Commerce, who puts a lot of effort into their project, which is this September Fest. It'll be on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of September, starting on a Friday night and ending up with a 5K race sponsored by the fire department on Sunday the 14th. After that, we'll be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Day, presented by Trustee Angie Guerrera, who puts in a lot of work on this effort. It'll be on the area in front of Village Hall, right on Main Street. And then we are celebrating, we'll be celebrating Columbus Day, the San Gennaro Festival at Locale Restaurant near Kirby Plaza. And again, these are all events that are important to the village and the greater Mount Kisco area. I'll give you a short story before I fold. When I was mayor the last time, there was a guy named Billy Baldwin who lived in the town of Bedford. You may know the Baldwin families, they're characters. But Billy used to call me and complain about this and complain about that. I would say to Billy, I'm not your mayor. And he would say to me, Mike, Bedford doesn't have a mayor, so you're my mayor. So thank you for listening.
All right, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
That was Mayor Mike Sindrich up in the village of Mount Kisco, and certainly 150 years as an incorporated village is something that was really important. So having the opportunity with the Historical Society to show different things and be able to, again, connect it to Westchester history. People recognize that Westchester County was formulated in 1683, the village of Mount Kisco 150 years ago. And certainly with the combination of all the events that are coming up, and whether that is September Fest, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, and so other activities that are going on. I think there's still one more music festival, if I check that out properly. And certainly they just came off of National Night Out with everyone that was out there, and it's always fun. They'll have like cops and cones and coffee with a cop and those kind of things that are happening in the village. Does some great work. Continuing to make sure to connect with our community mental health and with Project Alliance and working with the village and trying to do different things. And certainly our legislator there, Erica Lang-Pierce, and the team, we continue to make sure we're doing everything to be able to support the village of Mount Kisco. They have a great downtown area. Make sure to come by. I know that there's a car show coming up soon that was maybe not the village's direct responsibility, but the Chamber of Commerce. Have a great Chamber of Commerce, some great music that's happening in a couple of the new places that Sherry and I were up with the mayor to be able to visit in the village of Mount Kisco. So thank you so much, Mayor. And again, one of the great villages in Westchester County, one of our 45 different municipalities, and there's some always great things happening there. I thought I saw 914, that there's a 914 collective, and they actually stopped at a place in Mount Kisco, but I can't remember which one it was. I thought it was a coffee shop, right, that they coined. Yeah. Mimi's probably. Yeah, so Mimi's Coffee Shop. So up next, we're going to have from our Westchester County Health Department, we're going to have Dr. Agarwal and Pam Germanaro to come up and give us some more information about the things that we have available for under the Westchester County Health Department under the leadership of Dr. Shalita Amler. So with that, let's turn it over to Dr. Agarwal and certainly Pam Germanaro. So come on up. It's good seeing you both.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, County Executive Jenkins. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Reena Agarwal, and I'm pleased to take this opportunity to introduce myself as the Director of our Clinical Services here at Westchester County Health Department. Today, I would like to take this opportunity this afternoon to discuss our free sexual health services offered at our clinics. We are located at 134 Court Street in White Plains right here, as well as 20 South Broadway on the second floor in Yonkers. However, before I discuss our free sexual health services, I want to once again remind the public of our other free health-related services. So our clinics continue to provide free vaccinations for adults and children who do not have health insurance or their health insurance does not cover vaccines. We are quickly approaching the first day of the school year, and we strongly encourage parents to make an appointment for their children's required vaccines so they can remain in the classroom. Our health department clinics also provide free tuberculosis treatment and contact testing, and information regarding our TB services is available by calling 914-995-5800, which is also the number to call to make an appointment for immunization services. However, today we appreciate this opportunity to encourage Westchester County residents to prioritize their sexual health. The County Health Department offers free and confidential testing and treatment for sexually transmitted infections such as trichomonas, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, and HIV. Syphilis remains the most common sexually transmitted infection diagnosed in our clinics, and the numbers continue to climb year over year. We would encourage individuals who are sexually active to make sexual health screening part of their routine health care. We can also provide medication to prevent transmission, in particular for HIV. So PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, is a daily pill that can prevent HIV infection. If you take PrEP every day, it greatly reduces your risk of acquiring HIV. If you are HIV negative but are at high risk for being exposed to HIV, we encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider or call us again at 914-995-5800 to make an appointment to see one of our sexual health clinicians and explore if PrEP or pre-exposure prophylaxis is right for you. We also provide PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis, an emergency medication that you begin taking right after you are exposed to HIV. If you are HIV negative and think you are exposed to HIV, go immediately to a clinic or emergency room and ask for PEP, or call us 914-995-5800 to see a clinician who can prescribe PEP in our sexual health clinics. The role of public health remains, whenever possible, to prevent the spread of disease and protect the health of our residents. We see patients on Tuesdays in White Plains from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fast track appointments are available. And the name Fast Track says it all. It's providing a speedy option for people who just want an STI test without an exam. On Wednesdays in Yonkers, we see patients from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Residents can call us at 995-5800 to make a same-day appointment. And on Fridays in White Plains, we have appointments all day from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Walk-in hours are from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Our services are always free and confidential. And with that, I'd like to introduce Pam Germanaro, our supervising public health nurse.
Hi, my name is Pam Germanero. I'm the supervising public health nurse for our Westchester County clinics in both White Plains and in Yonkers. We want you to know that our nurses and nurse practitioners are very professional and very approachable. We are available to answer questions, and we are here to help. No question is too big or too small. As Dr. Agarwal just spoke about, our clinics are free and testing for HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and trichomonas. We have rapid tests available and same-day appointments. All our services are free and confidential. Just call us at 914-995-5800. We can get you in and out quickly and give you peace of mind and plan treatment if necessary. Thank you.
Well, first, thank you so much, Dr. Agarwal and Pam Germanero, who is our supervising public health nurse. And once again, there's so many different options available at our public health services that are done in the clinics here in White Plains and in Yonkers, but always available is the opportunity to call and get confidential information. And again, there are so many things that are happening. And right now, we're in the last 2 weeks for school, before school starts. And for some of the folks that have not been vaccinated yet, Dr. Amler has been here before to remind people in the last couple of weeks how important it is, and to make sure that people have those vaccinations and those vaccinations are safe, and to make sure that, as we talked about the last time, all of us with our little shot mark on our arm from when we all did this, and we're still here talking about it. So again, it's really important to do to make sure that your children are protected and going into school. And for some of the folks that are traveling around, there's those opportunities as well. We are coming up on flu season. I was just looking up all of my vaccinations I have to renew. One is the flu shot, and my COVID shot is, which I'm going to try to renew as well, because I think I'm in one of those good categories that allow that to happen, being out and about as much as we are. So again, our Department of Health does such great work. They are online, health.westchestergov.com, or 914-995-5800, because I listened, Dr. Agarwal, to make sure that I heard. We're going to switch gears and continuing on some additional health activities to make sure that we're here hearing the information about International Overdose Awareness Day. And with that, we have Commissioner Michael Off from our Community Mental Health that's going to be here this afternoon.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to share an upcoming recognition, as the county executive mentioned, for International Overdose Awareness Day, which will be held on September 4th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at City of White Plains Library Plaza. International Overdose Awareness Day is an opportunity for communities to come together to remember family, friends, and colleagues we have lost to overdose and support those who are struggling or in recovery. We will also hear stories of hope and opportunities to improve outcomes for our residents. This event is made possible through a partnership between Westchester County, the City of White Plains, and our provider community, who will be there to provide resources. Special thank you to our Community Mental Health Deputy Commissioner Joe Glazer, our Director of Substance Use Services, Trevor Payne, and the man behind the scenes, Bill Weitz, who makes sure everything goes accordingly. So thank you, Bill. Through the leadership and commitment of County Executive Jenkins, our Board of Legislators, and our Westchester County Opioid Response and Overdose Prevention Committee, we have significantly expanded our prevention, harm reduction, treatment, and recovery services and supports in Westchester County. We're proud to report this has led to reduction in fatal overdoses over the past several years and more saves with increased use of Narcan. Special thank you to Dr. Amler, the Department of Health, and others who continue these efforts, and that every life matters, so thank you. Just to share a few of the highlights and accomplishments, more recently, August 1st, we opened the first ever in Westchester Recovery Center run by Friends of Recovery here in White Plains. It's an opportunity to get support, supportive services connected to treatment, and other important services. Our very own county executive was there to participate in the ribbon cutting, and we hope everyone is aware of such services. We've also seen an increase in overdoses for our seniors. So thanks to our opioid response, we opened a wellness education presentations at senior centers across Westchester County with over 30 presentations reaching over 600 seniors. So we hope to continue and expand on these efforts as well. And thanks to our partners at Westchester County Corrections, under the leadership of Commissioner Spano, we've significantly increased the number of Medicaid-assisted treatment for individuals who are in the county jail to get them engaged in treatment and medication, but also to connect them back into the community. And finally, we are the first county to create a co-occurring curriculum that has started piloting a curriculum reaching over 1,000 students here in Westchester County that will be expanded throughout our wonderful county. And we've also expanded treatment. I want to personally thank Trevor Payne, our director, for leading our efforts, and we hope to see many of you on September 4th. Our county executive will be there, and some of our resources will come over and say hello to us. Thank you.
And just to highlight again from Commissioner Arthur, there's some services that are available, but the opioid settlement dollars that have come through so many different dollars that have come to us. We have a task force that's responsible for identifying and being able to put into action different things that will be helpful. The recovery center here in the city of White Plains is really a great opportunity, and it's not just for those that are working through the challenges of their struggles through mental health, specifically on drug and alcohol abuse or misuse. The rally is for family members too, and it was so important to hear that kind of thing, and it's a good opportunity to give recognitions for those that have continued in this fight and to be able to battle through it together, and those that have been lost in the fight. So International Overdose Awareness Day is one of those opportunities for us to be able to continue to bring education connected with our health department, our community mental health, and all of the folks that are here. Again, we've seen so many commercials right now from Oasis right now that's trying to explain and remove stigma so people can get the help and support that they need. The partnerships went through Project Alliance that help us out to do those kind of investments to make sure that we're taking care of every person that's in the city, in the county of Westchester, and again, all of the professionals that we hear from every day that try to make a difference in making a difference in saving people's lives. And again, so many lives have been saved through those Narcan availability almost everywhere in Westchester County, and again, the training sessions that happen. So again, Commissioner Michael Orr, thank you and your team for the continued focus on trying to do everything possible and taking the investments that we have gotten from opioid settlement and trying to make a difference every place for everyone in Westchester. So thanks again. Up next, we're going to have our Executive Director, Tom Kleiner, and our Program Director, Liz Olivetto, from the Westchester Putnam Workforce Development Board come up and give us some more information about the Renewable Energy Training Initiative. And certainly we see so many things happening at the federal level and changes that may be happening, but we all know that climate change or disasters that we have in the excessive or really extreme weather events that we have, whatever title that people want to call it, the reality is we know that the climate change is real, extreme weather continues to happen, and we need these renewable energy opportunities to make that difference. So with that, Tom.
Thank you.
So let's get seeing you. Let's go.
At the Westchester Putnam Workforce Development Board, our core mission is to link as many job seekers to employers, to employment opportunities as possible, particularly our young people, and especially in what we call demand industries, for example, healthcare or increasingly clean energy. And what's great about the grant that Liz will describe is that it puts these pieces together. So we have eager young people who we have been able to provide the training to get started in clean energy careers, and take advantage of those training opportunities. In addition to that, we've established partnerships with Sustainable Westchester and the Business Council of Westchester's Clean Energy Action Coalition, led by Ron Kamen. And we hope to work with them to connect their employers with those who finish this training program. So Liz Olivetto, who's the program administrator and head of this program, will describe more.
Thank you, Tom. All right, and thank you to County Executive Jenkins for this opportunity to speak about our Renewable Energy Training Initiative. So today we're celebrating more than just the completion of a training program. We're celebrating real progress towards sustainability and opportunity in Westchester County. In May, the Westchester Putnam Workforce Board launched a clean construction training program focused on preparing young adults, particularly those from disadvantaged communities, for the future of green energy. Thanks to the support of the New York State Department of Labor and the Office of Just Energy Transition, we have been able to offer technical training combined with comprehensive human-centered support. So what makes this program truly special is how personalized it is. Each student came to us with at least one significant barrier, whether it was financial hardship or unstable housing or limited access to transportation. And through our partnership with Soulful Synergy and with the help of a passionate team of instructors, mentors, and wraparound services, we met the students where they were and gave them the tools to move forward. And I would just like to thank Matt from Soulful Synergy for being here today. He was the instructor for this class, so thank you for coming. Over 6 weeks, 18 participants earned 10 industry-recognized certifications, including OSHA, Building Science Principles, which teach you how to build energy-efficient homes, and an EPA 608, which is part of the Clean Energy Act and ensures that technicians are knowledgeable about safe refrigerant handling, which is crucial to protect our ozone layer. These young adults rotated through hands-on workstations in framing, wiring, insulation, and more, developing real transferable skills that they can take directly to job sites. So our vision for green workforce development in Westchester is clear. It has to be inclusive, and it has to be built on a foundation of support, and it must teach hands-on skills that lead directly to jobs. So as we wrap this cohort, I'm proud to say that many of the students are already exploring opportunities in green construction, electrical work, and building performance. They are ready to work. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks so much.
That was Liz Olivetto and Tom Kleiner from our Westchester Putnam Workforce Development Board, but more importantly, connecting with our friends from Soulful Synergy to make sure that there's the opportunities to move forward. And no matter what happens from a language perspective, when we talk about the differences that are, we know that it is so important for us to focus on the outcomes of those. So when the words come up of inclusive, because some people don't like to use the word equity, it's ridiculous, but at the end of the day, we are still focused on the same thing, to make sure that we're having investments that are made in renewable energy opportunities so that everyone has the greatest chance and that has the impact on the community. Environmental justice is a thing, because many of these facilities were put into places where Dr. Amler would be coming back to us and then making sure that Pam and Dr. Agarwal are having appointments because of asthma and those kind of things. So we're going to continue to focus on making sure that we're having every community be as healthy as possible, and renewable energy opportunities are going to continue to be in place, even when a judge says that you must make sure those dollars get spent. So we're going to be in the place of working with those folks together, Tom Kleiner and with our Westchester Putnam, and again, Westchester Putnam Workforce Investment Board. Shout out to Kevin Byrne, our county executive up in Putnam County, as we continue to work through those kind of partnerships together, again, to make a difference. So again, it sounds like an outstanding opportunity. Thank you all for continuing that, and the partnership will continue as there's going to continue to be work here in Westchester County and making sure that we have environmentally friendly, and making sure that we're going to continue to make sure our earth is here for the future. So we're going to continue to do that. Up next, our two favorite people, all right, that love the work that they do. So our Director of Policy and Programs, Small Businesses and Chambers of Commerce. Say that again twice. Sherry Rosen Asher, and the Director of Minority and Women-Owned Business Development, Martha Lopez, are going to come up and talk about Connexpo and tell us and let us know about all of those opportunities that we have heard so far. So, Sherry.
Thank you. Thank you, County Executive. So Connexpo is a very unique event. It's a small business expo, and we bring together the opportunity for people to connect and to learn about contracting opportunities, so Con Expo. It's on September 10th at the Westchester County Center. Like all the events that we do, it is free to both exhibitors and to attendees. And the goal of this is to bring together MWBEs, SDVOBs, DBEs, small business owners, business resource providers, government agencies, county departments, all together so they can make connections that could help these small businesses grow. We're very fortunate to live in a county run by a county executive and a former county executive who are completely devoted to Main Street. They are devoted to trying to make the tens of thousands of small businesses that exist in Westchester as strong as they can be. What most small businesses don't know is they're missing out on opportunities for contracting, to do business with the county, to do business with the New York Power Authority, to do business with the MTA. We're talking about millions, and in the case of the MTA, billions of dollars. And if you're not in it, you can't win it, right? So you have to know knowledge is power, and that's what we want to do. So far, we have about 60 exhibitors who've signed up. We have room for about 10 more, and they include the MTA, the New York Power Authority, Westchester Community College, the SBA, the Small Business Development Center, the Women's Enterprise Development Center, the IRS, the Women's Cooperative Network, 4 or 5 county departments so far. We're going to get more of them. We also have lots of small business experts in AI, experts in cybersecurity, in financing. We have CDFI lenders, we have banks, we have attorneys, we have insurance providers, we have everything you could possibly imagine. But if you're not in the room, then you will not reap the benefits. So it is September 10th at the Westchester County Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're very fortunate that Valley National Bank has offered to sponsor the breakfast. So we will have breakfast for everybody. So don't bring your own coffee. We'll have plenty. And we're inviting you all. If anyone has any questions, they could reach out to me, Sherry Rosen Asher, or Martha Lopez, 995-2900. It's a lot easier than giving out our very, very long email addresses. But we're very excited about this because we work very hard together to bring together the MWBEs with the chambers of commerce, with the business resource providers, because a rising tide raises all boats. And it is our mission to make sure that the small business community in Westchester is as strong and as vibrant as possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I was looking for the...
Do you need the box?
Yes, I do.
So much taller.
And so if you are a small business, an MWBE, please register. Come and learn about the different opportunities. Why do you want to do business with the county? Just alone last year, MWBEs received $92 million in contracts. And as my colleague said, we are going to have so many different county departments. So if you're a county department and have not yet signed up, please call us immediately. As we see our county departments here, it is a great opportunity for you to get a contract. Think of us as the bridge that makes the connection between the programs and services available and the county government. Thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Martha. That was Martha Lopez, Sherry Rosen Asher. I'm talking about some great things. And again, one of those Mayor Sindrich talked about, Mount Kisco Village Mayor Michael Sindrich talked about, which was the downtown improvement grants that came out of an effort in our economic development, the Catalyst World. Sherry and Martha are a tag team. That's when you see them together, you know it's getting ready to go down. So it's really good work that goes on. And again, I think you were up in Mount Kisco for the Chamber of Commerce last week, I want to say Thursday, right? So, It rained a couple of days last week. That's okay. It's helpful for us to have the rain coming and those kind of things. But again, for the small business and our economic development for the Chambers of Commerce, Shari and Martha have been working through that. It's direct responsibility for Shari, but the two of them work together to make a difference. This program didn't exist in 2018. So this was built from the cloth, and Shari and Martha have developed that cloth and made it continue to move forward. And we work with our downtowns, or whether our villages and our towns and our cities, to be able to do different things. So we had an application process for the downtown improvement grants. That's Westchester County's version of things to help the local municipalities and those chambers of commerce. And we did that right through COVID and gotten through where we are today. And it's helpful to be able to do signage differences, et cetera. And again, working with villages like in Mount Kisco, but all across Westchester County, where we were able to do those 10 grants to move forward. Martha Lopez said something very important. It was $92 million just last year, over the period of time, and we didn't count that in the $250 million worth of business those small businesses did in Westchester, just with Westchester County. And as was pointed out, the MTAs is billions with a B, millions of dollars in the New York Power Authority. Again, we're trying to continue to push that envelope, and we've had great partnerships with our friends at NYPA, the New York Power Authority, and certainly the MTA have been here multiple times trying to help make that difference. And again, $250 million over a period of time, $92 million just last year. Adding those up together, almost $350 million altogether of businesses for our small businesses in those local communities, and that makes a difference to hire locally and make sure that everyone can continue this forward progress that we have in our great county of Westchester. So again, Conexpo, and I know all of the departments because they heard you. They are going to sign up if they haven't signed up already. Many of them have vendor relationships with so many folks in contract agencies. The Department of Social Services has over 900 different ones, and again, it depends on the kind of business that you do. And if you didn't sign up already, you should make sure to sign up for the Minority Women Business Enterprise Database. And you can do that. It's a way for you to work here in Westchester County, and people have looked at that site. Martha Lopez tells me all the time about how many people have gotten opportunities looking at our site when they're looking for a specific vendor. Not just MWBE, our DBE's Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, that's a state certification, and people know what that is. SVDOB, Service Disabled Veterans. The Board of Legislators authorized that a few years ago and added that in for our service disabled veteran community. Again, we're trying as hard as we can to give those opportunities, give a leg up for those opportunities, to level the playing field and be able to move forward. So again, take advantage of those things, and Conexpo's coming up in September 10th, right? So September 10th, we'll all be out and available for that. So we're looking forward to that coming up. Well, usually this is the time when I would pass to the Deputy County Executive to let you know what's happening in the nationally accredited and award-winning park system that we have. But first we'll go through the numbers from over Monday, August 11th to August 17th, which was just this past Sunday. Approximate numbers, the pools and beaches, about 36,000 people visited our pools and beaches over that period of time, even in the rain, right? We had two different rainstorms that may have closed down things earlier on Thursday and Friday. But again, 36,000 people that attended the beaches and pools, about 22,000 people that went to Playland over that period of time, 9,500 rounds of golf. There's a lot of people going out there. I saw everyone's eyes light up. 9,500 rounds of golf, that's a lot of golf. And certainly we had our Jewish Heritage, our Jewish Music and Art Heritage Festival at Kensico Dam Plaza over this weekend. We certainly had folks out there for that. And then we'll have this weekend the last Heritage Festival, which is the Muslim Festival, which is this upcoming Sunday on the 24th. So again, the Heritage Days, and we always make sure to recognize everyone when we're talking through the different Heritage Days that we have. We have 13 different Heritage Days, most of them at Kensico Dam Plaza in Kensico Park, but some of them being in Ridge Road Park as well. But the fact is that Westchester is just such a gorgeous mosaic of so many different cultures and personalities and cultures that come together. So we want to make sure that everyone understands that we and the WE in Westchester stands for we, and we're going to continue to do those. So again, those things that are happening in our park system. But this week, in our park system. We're going to have at the Alfred B. Delvello Muscoot Farm, one of legislator Erica Lang Pierce's favorite places. On the 19th from 10 to 1, the Parks Foundation Volunteer Project will be happening at the Bella Muscoot Farm in Katona, and volunteers are always helpful for Muscoot to help paint the barns up in Muscoot. Don't be surprised, because I've seen Legislator Pierce that she would be able to be with a paintbrush in her hand, and certainly Vidat Gashi, the chairman of the board, shares that that park with Legislator Erica Lang Pierce. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see him up on the ladder either. But Erica Lang Pierce, Legislator Pierce will be up there for that, 10 to 1 on August 19th. And you can get that information at the park's website, of course. August 20th, Kensico Dam Plaza. There's Sundays in the park. So this has happened for the last few Wednesdays, Sundays in the park. So first, it's special ice cream cone shakes on Sunday for $5. That's first good, because anytime you can have a Sunday in a park, it's a good day. And you'll hear the live music. So it'll be located near the children's playground. You got to bring chairs or blankets for your own seating, but that is certainly something that is fun to do. Sundays in the park on a Wednesday, right? Then in Tibbetsbrook Park, from 7 to 7:45, we're gonna have Aqua Vita that's gonna be in the pool. So in the Tibbetsbrook Park pool, 7 to 7:45, grow core and joint stabilization, strength, improve posture and balance, burn calories and more in this awesome water workout in the stream over at Tibbetsbrook Park, so that is something a lazy river that's there, so it's a good opportunity to get out in that water. So it's a little bit less impactful for those with joint injuries and that kind of thing. So get in that water 7 to 7:45. On Friday, the 22nd, the Robeson Summer Concert Series continues on. The M80s New York bring the music anthems of the 1980s back to life, and that's again free at Glen Island Park. You make sure to bring your blanket, your chairs, etc. Again, for Robeson, we thank our friends at Robeson that sponsor our summer concert series. Then on Saturday, birding for beginners. It's a little out of Legislator Pierce's district, but you never know, right? In the Marshlands Conservancy in Rye, you'll bring your binoculars, love of birds, and it's led by Chris McNone of the Central Westchester Audubon, which is in the district with Legislator Lang Pierce. On Saturday the 23rd, again, 10 to 1, the Parks Foundation's volunteer project is going to move to the Bronx River Reservation. They're going to start in Tuckahoe. They usually start in Tuckahoe to walk around. So this citizen science project is it's the Clean River Project to address the issue of floatable trash, which is one of the 3 major water quality issues on the Bronx River. So they'll be out there with the appropriate equipment to help clean those kind of things up. So again, 10 to 1 on Saturday at the Bronx River Reservation in Tuckahoe, and you can get that information right off of our website, the exact location. Herb drying for beginners. That'll be at the Hilltop Hanover Farm and Environmental Center in Yorktown. So that'll be an opportunity for children ages 7 and older to learn how and why to harvest, dry, store some of the common herbs and that we have available out throughout the year. That one costs $5. Again, not that much, because you're gonna walk away with things that you can actually utilize and bring home some herbs right out of the ground at Hilltop Hanover Farm. It is such a wonderful place. Saturday from 8 to 10:30, we have screenings under the stars. That's going to be at Glen Island Park. And for those that are interested, it's going to be Mona 2, right? So Mona 2. So it'll be an opportunity for you to see Mona 2. It's rated PG at Glen Island Park in New Rochelle, and it's a great opportunity to do that. We had so many great things that happened today, so a lot of great information right from our county health department regarding free sexual health services. Commissioner Michael Orth was here to talk about International Overdose Awareness Day. We had Tom Klein, our Executive Director from the Westchester Putnam Workforce Development Board, and the Program Director, Liz Olivetto, to talk about renewable energy training and that training initiative that the next cohort's going to happen, and tag teaming up with our folks from Soulful Synergy, right? Connexpo, right? And the Connexpo coming up with our Director of Programs, Small Business, and Chambers of Commerce, and our Director of Minority and Women-Owned Businesses, Martha Lopez, Shari Rosen Asher, and be able to talk through with that. That Connexpo is going to be on September 10th. September 4th is going to be International Overdose Awareness Day, and we started off with our friend Michael Sindris, the mayor of the village of Mount Kisco, the 12,000 folks, 150 years, and so many other things happening, almost something happening every weekend in that train station area. But coming up for September Fest, the 12th, 13th, and 14th of September, and certainly one more day of music, which I don't have the date, but go online and take a look at it. It's on their website, on the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Village of Mount Kisco. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back to you next week with some more information about what's happening here in Westchester County.